Happy Friday! Oh my gosh, Friday. I always say it has that just like magical feeling no matter what, you know? So let's amp it up. Hang out with me, vibe with me. Please like and subscribe. I'm Dutchie. I'm gonna finish this crafty. I didn't finish it yet. I stopped where I left off last week. And I'm gonna finish it up. I'm running around doing a bunch of stuff this morning. Feels good. I feel like I accomplished quite a bit. So I'm ready to vibe, chat with my people, be a good human and of age, and yeah, hang out with me. We'll see where this live takes us. I like have like a little section set up with a computer in my other room. So I think I want to try to like tap into Sims world at some point, like because I know it's very life-sucking and it's hard for me to like stay put sometimes, and also feel like if I'm not being productive, I'm not doing stuff. So I also strongly agree with you cannot work all the time and have no play. So I want to make some time for that. Stay tuned for Sims Life. We'll see how it goes. I always am super shocked because I spent a lot of time playing Sims growing up, like really a bunch of different chapters of my life, and it is really interesting to see like how they do the expansions and the updates. And when I go away for like years at a time playing Sims and go back into it, it's all like the last expansion I bought was what was it? It was really hard to decide. I think it was like, I can't remember the name of it. Like you had a little bit of animals. It wasn't like farm life, because there was farm life with like horses and I really wanted that one. And then there was another one, but I was like, okay, you're only getting one because you haven't played in years. And I'm glad I only did, because I only played it one time. I built my house, which anyone that's ever played Sims, oh my gosh, like it took me forever to build my house and like decorate, and not playing for years. It was like so much cool new stuff. But that took forever. And then I didn't even play because I was so tired, and I played like literally all day. And I was like, oh my gosh, what time is it? So much to do. But I played, I guess, one other time for a little while. But like I mentioned earlier, like having guilt about like not being somewhat like productive and like doing stuff all the time. That isn't always exactly fun. But I got to like tap into it a little bit, and I got some llamas on there, but I didn't really like play it. What was the, I can't think of the expansion name. I could easily look it up, but I can't think of it. It was really, it was definitely different. I used to love Sims 2, and then when they came out with Sims 3, it was like, oh my gosh, all kinds of crazy new stuff, because I remember Sims 2 was such a big deal. And I grew up playing the original Sims, like, literally doing all kinds of crazy shiz on there, like, and then they just got crazier with it. They were supposed to, for literally, like, me and my best friend, like, have been counting down since we were, like, 10 years old, for you to be able to play Sims together. They didn't really, launch that. They were supposed to do it, like, a couple years ago. It was, like, called something else as well, not Sims. What was that? I can't even remember the name of that. But we were always so excited about it, and then they never did it. So I was like, what the heck? Because you want to play Sims with your freaking friends. You know what I mean? Like, it would be so cool to just stop by your best friend's house. Like, hey, what are you doing? Hey, hello. Happy Friday. Let's see. Maybe I'll do a poll. Haven't done a poll in a while. I don't even really know how to set that up. Maybe. How's everyone doing? Hello, hello, hey, hi. How can I do a poll? I don't really know. Okay. Oh, here we go. Let's see. Wazam. I like how you could change the size of it now. That's pretty cool. Alright, check out that pole. I do a little bit of everything. I get bored sometimes, so switch it up. Are you a painter? This is like a color, paint by color-ish with markers. I like to really check out a lot of different crafts. Sometimes that's a little crazy because I have a bunch of different projects going on at once. What are you doing? Alright. I really didn't like that I had to switch grays where I left this off, but I'm not gonna hold on to the past and move forward. Found a way to maneuver around it, but I feel like it's a little blotchy. Not my best work. Oh, someone said yes. Can I change? No, you can't. Okay. I thought you could change it after. A rock and a raging sea. You know, I did a fountain one time with watercolor, like a stone waterfall fountain type thing. But that'd be interesting. It's funny that you say rock because I think that was the last thing that I painted was rocks. I painted rocks like a few weeks ago. Actually, like a month ago now. Maybe a little bit more. I painted a couple rocks. I need to paint some more though because I have been trying to grow a garden. And for some reason, I can never get to enjoy my strawberries. And my strawberries are starting to take off over there. And I was excited about several of them. And something always gets them right before I pluck them. It's like, what the heck? But I'm gonna enjoy a strawberry at some point. I'm hoping in the next month or so. I had a couple growing a couple weeks ago, and I was excited because literally, like I said, I had another one growing and somebody took it out, and I was like, oh my gosh. I had a little patch of them growing, and I was super excited. One was getting ready to be plucked, and I should have just plucked it. Like with tomatoes, they can still ripen even if you pluck it a little bit early before it falls. But it looks like somebody snips it with scissors and just takes it off. But I do love wildlife, so if I am feeding them and not really rats, because I really don't want rats in my gardens, I'm going to hope for the best, then I guess I'll be happy. Pretty sure it's a bird eating it. But that's a goal. Get to a strawberry. The ones that were growing in that patch, though, they took literally 3 of them. I was like, oh my gosh. But now the patch is growing back. I had some cold weather, lost a lot of plants. That was pretty depressing. Wiped out half my garden. But my strawberries survived, knock on wood, thank goodness. And a couple other random things survived. But I planted a bunch of new seeds a couple weeks ago. So I'm hoping for the best. Leaves. I'm what kind of rock are we talking about? In the ocean tumbling? I'm seeing a rock with ocean waves. Maybe a rock that you sit on. I would say a rock that you sit on and you fish on. I have a picture of me somewhere sitting on a rock fishing. And it looks like the rocks were, it was a jetty, so it was pretty cool. One of the rocks were feels like it was farther out in the ocean than the other rocks. So I felt like that was my own little island out there. Just me on this rock, my fishing rod. and just enjoying life. I actually caught a barracuda that day. It was nuts, and I was just a beginner at fishing, so I had no freaking clue what I was doing. And I'd fished like a few times in my life, so I really had no clue. But I was excited because I wasn't the only one that seen it. But it popped off right before I pulled it in. And now that I know more about fishing, it's been like years, I feel like I'm like not a professional, but I'm really good. And I wouldn't have even known what to do if I caught a barracuda. I would have probably freaked out. Literally. What up, Whitehorn? Did you finish your fence? You dreamt about what? I had a wild dream last night. And what color are the waves? Like the ones that I'm envisioning? Because honestly, I think that'd be a really good painting. Like, oh man, if I'm adding another project. But that would be a really cool painting. Like, I honestly could tap into that moment of me sitting on those rocks and like not a care in the world, you know? Like, and once again, really didn't know what I was doing fishing wise, but it felt magical out there. There were like sea turtles that I was hoping I definitely didn't get. Because when I was a kid, that's the only thing I remember catching was turtles. And my dad would get so mad. Not yet. It was a fishing story. I have so many fishing stories. I like night fishing too. I've had some really cool night fishing experiences, but oh, the rats come out in some of the places I go to, like, or I've been to at night, like, and I feel like rats are like inevitable. Like, you really can't get away from them at like fishing spots because it's fish and they want to eat too. But some of them are so freaking like, there's one spot I've been to and it's like, it's one of my hands down favorite spots. Like, but it has some like homeless people that stay over there. Some of them have been really cool throughout the years, and it's so crazy to even see them. Like, I went fishing last year at that spot, and there was this homeless guy that's been out there for like years, and I honestly wouldn't even call him homeless. He lives in a van. He has a dog. Like, yeah, I've like talked to him several times. He's just like chill. Like, he wants to live life like that. But I honestly wouldn't even call him homeless. But there's ones that live like under there. And some of them have been like literally crackheads, and then some of them have been like amazing. Thanks for the hearts. Some of them have been like really down to earth people that just like have lived their own life, you know? But my point to that is like, I swear, like maybe some of them are friends with the freaking rats because they would just like pop up next to you like, hey, you gonna throw me something? I'm like, what the F? Get away from me. Like, and they're like fat ass rats, like huge, like not a fan, not a fan. I'm getting creeped out. And no offense to anyone that loves rats. I'm just like not, it's just not my jam. Puppies? What kind of puppies? How many puppies? I'm like literal puppies or like your puppies because they're your dogs. Dog runs. Dun da da dum. And you dreamt about who, Sam? Anyways, how old are the dogs? Did you even start the fence? Don't be shy. Who's out there? Say what up. Happy Friday. How's the year been treating you, Whitehorn? Great. So last time I was done with the gray, but I managed to go back. I think I finished the twos. No, I didn't. The lighting isn't the greatest today, but it's better than yesterday. put some music on for them. 5 dogs? How do I not know this? And car accidents, like not plural or not singular. Oh God, singular? Yeah. 5 dogs. Tell me more. Tell me more. And I'm so sorry. I hope you feel better. Like COVID or like who knows what's mutated out there nowadays. And car accidents. Crazy. I'd like to say, you know, like if bad things are like occurring in the beginning of the year, because it's been a weird year so far, that hopefully we're getting things out of the way for better things to happen, you know. Hopefully you're okay after the accidents and they weren't your fault. I have 4 birds. Oh my gosh, so it wasn't your fault? Because I'm like, I ain't getting in the car with you. I'm just kidding. There's someone that's living like close by. I think they're like maybe like renting a room from one of my neighbors or something, but I've been seeing the car. And I swear every time I see the car it gets worse. Like, and I'm like, holy F, like you're just hitting it all. I'm not even like exaggerating. Now there's like hubcaps missing now, and I'm like, oh my gosh, wild. Like you're a hazard or you're just like a magnet. Yeah, I have a conure, and then I have a canary and 2 finches. I love my bird fam. Yeah, are they paying for it because you're not at fault? Or are you paying for it? And your car is like getting repaired now? That's what's going on, I'm assuming. I'm sorry. That sucks. Ugh. Positive vibes your way. Hopefully the dogs weren't with you. Not that you deserve to go through that, but you know, like the dogs are important too. That's wild. I hope it all gets sorted out and you're not hurting from it, like physically. Did you get hurt? Did you get T-bone? I'm like, tell me all the stories. What's going on? No wonder why you haven't finished your fence. Did you start any of the fence? Because that sounds like a lot. What's going on? And to take care of 5 dogs? Five dogs, what a dream. I'm sure the dog hair is great. I went around and vacuumed and mopped earlier. Wow, I could build a whole new dog. And I vacuum and mop a lot, believe it or not. I feel like, you know, I definitely probably vacuum and mop more than most. But I don't see how you couldn't. It's like wild. A couple of posts, I was like, what? Oh, the fence. Oh, that's awkward. Then it's just like staring at you, kind of like, you gonna finish me? Imagine, like, the post has eyeballs, like, where are you? You'll get it done. You'll get it done. Are you building it for the dogs or just because? Did you tell me this? I'm like having like vague flashbacks. You're always like so like, I don't know, vague in emojis. That's crazy. So you have big dogs-ish and a sheepdog. That's cool. Do you have sheep? Oh, don't start with that shit. Don't come in here with that. You know, I thought about V-Day earlier and I was like, you know what? It reminded me of last year. I'll go back to what words of wisdom, so to speak. It doesn't have to mean single awareness. It can mean like literally like self-love day. It could be love your family, love your kids, love your animals. Like it could just be a day about love, you know, which I think the world needs so much more of. Like we have like A lack of love. It's so sad. What up? Happy Friday. Welcome to the channel of crazy shiz. Sometimes. Yeah. How old are you, Sam, by the way? What video? Dun 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 dun. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. I think, I've been laying off the sweets, which has been really, really hard for me. Really hard. I just, like, want to throw back a bunch of, like, chocolate chips and cookies, and I did make pumpkin bread yesterday. I've been trying to lay off, like, specifically chocolate and sugar in general, but a girl's got to have some sugar every now and then, so I was like, I'm going to make some pumpkin stuff. So the house smelled so good yesterday. It was amazing. But my kryptonite has been vanilla ice cream and warm pumpkin bread. Like, holy smokes. I may give up chocolate for it. But I don't want to get pumpkined out. I made pumpkin bread a couple weeks ago, too. Yeah. Anyways. And I made some Cheez-Its that are in shape of hearts. Do you have birds? Are you lying to me? This is like a guy in a van that's like, hey, I got candy. I'm like, wait a minute. 5 dogs and some birds. Sounds like me. You got fish too? Oh, the pumpkin bread was great. How old are you, Sam? On the stage. Have you been to the stage? About 30. You're BSing me now. You're yanking the tail. Yanking the feathers. Yep, I don't know. Valentine's Day, I was going to say that I've always been so excited about after, like, cheap-ass candy. Like, who can beat that? I'm like, do not buy me, like, $50 candy. Just wait until the next day or the following day and get me all the discounted candy. You get more of it for cheaper, and it's crazy. It's just, like, overconsumption, and, like, people are made to feel like crap if they don't get, like, XYZ gifts. Like, and it's just like, no, it doesn't need to be like that. It can be forms of, like, appreciation, or, like, making a dinner, or cookies, or, like, I don't know, like, doing something you, your kids, your family, significant other, whatever, like, that you appreciate, you know? I think there's a lot of, like, on Valentine's Day, you know, a lot of pressure. Especially to the men, so I really do feel for that. It's wild. It's wild. I don't know. Yeah, like, memory lane Valentine's Day. I definitely, once again, appreciate the cheap-ass candy. You're going through a stage? A stage of what? Birds? Because birds are life. You know, it's funny, yesterday I had it happened a few weeks ago, I had a Muscovy, if you know what a Muscovy duck is. I had one come by the lake, and I haven't had one in a while. Like, I had regular Muscovies for years. Got really attached to a few of them. Like, I'm not going to get into that, get me emotional. But I haven't seen one around here in a while. And I seen one yesterday, like, way on the other side, and I was like, that's a Muscovy. And I was like, yeah, I think that's the one from a couple weeks ago. And I seen it yesterday once again. I was like, did I say that? But I seen him, and he seen me, and ducks talk with, like, head nods. And I nod, and the duck nod, and then he, like, started coming over, but it started to rain, and I was taking the dogs out. And I was like, oh, shit. And I went inside, and I went through the back, and I was seeing, and he came over here. And I was like, maybe I'm just, like, you know, like, I don't know. Did I have this whole exchange with this duck, you know? I sound so crazy. And I'm like, maybe it didn't, like, care about me, you know? But he comes over here, and there's this other duck that comes around, and it's, I forget the name of it. It's, like, Gerber. It's, like, interesting name, but they are diving ducks, and they can swim underwater pretty fast. Well, it started to attack the Muscovy when he came closer to my house, and I was like, oh my gosh, this duck is, like, so much smaller than a Muscovy. I was, like, shocked. I think the Muscovy was even shocked. He was, like, pedaling out, and he was like, okay, bye. But this morning I went out to feed my regulars, and He popped out of the bush. He was like, hey, little girl. He like ran right up to me. I was like, dang, we did have a cool exchange. Alex chicken, what? Oops. Wait, what? I'm so lost. I know you gotta work hard to type, so I appreciate it. 6 ducks. What kind of ducks? Now I feel like you're just like BSing. Do you have a farm? Tell me about all the animals. Davey, have you been to the stage? And Sam, you never answered. That's almost a red flag, yo. Dun 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 dun. Okay, you got like 2 seconds. How old are you, Sam? Dun, 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 dun. Oh, I got 4 votes for Sims. Wow. That means I'm gonna do it. Be interesting. I think I just did like a random sim last time when I made my little llama place. I'm like, are you sure? Can you do math? What year was that? Anyways, I don't know why it does that little sign. I don't think anyone else can see it but me. I would love to have sheep so I can get wool. One day I will have a farm. We now have like a in-house farm. And it reminds me that's a lot of work at times, so I have to like organize everything so everything can be done accordingly. Because honestly, animals, they need a lot, and I don't think people are like realistic about it sometimes. And they depend on us, so it's a big deal. So honestly, I love my little pack. Wouldn't change them for the world. I'm sure places are going to be nuts tomorrow. Probably won't go anywhere. Maybe I'll go thrifting, but I don't want to deal with none of that. None of that madness. You had a slide. Okay, cool guy. Good luck with the dogs. Have a good weekend. Have a good day. Stay out of accidents. Blessings your way. Definitely keep the non-driving fools away from you. And good luck with the getting your car back, and hopefully you don't have a rental forever. Thanks for saying hi, Whitehorn. And happy Valentine's Day. You didn't tell me what kind of animals or what kind of ducks. Next time. There's like a holiday every month, though. They do that on purpose. Mercy to you. It is true, though. Yeah, don't we all need a little mercy? That's for sure. Okay, I think the tubes are done. Oh, what's up? 1 second. One of my peeps last week said Jimmy Page, and I'm like, absolutely not. Jimi Hendrix. I knew, like, by the eyes, and then when I did the hair, it was signed sealed. I was like, yeah, for sure. Yeah, you out of here? You going to the stage? Yeah, I don't know if I'll live tomorrow. Maybe. Who knows? Unpredictable. I've been trying not to put, like, pressure on a live, and if it happens, they happen, you know? I've been trying to live in the morning a little bit, and the get readies with me. But just trying to, live it up. Happy Valentine's Day. Don't make it weird. Just, you know, spread love, because you never know who may need it. This world is a crazy place, and it doesn't have to be, like, romantically. Like, you just spread love to your friends, like you said, to tell Jo if I talk to her, for sure. You just spread all the love in good ways, you know? Because we definitely, once again, need more of that in this world. Or self-love, because that's needed too. Right. Breeze. I'm gonna do orange. Don't worry about what? Oh. I'm like, wait, what? What are you talking about? Well, love is within, you know? The same. Of course. Look at that. Look at that. What is he doing? What? I cannot. On Korean films, I think like the last Korean film I watched, I suck at movies. I think everyone in here probably knows that. And if you don't, now you know. I'm pretty sure it was Korean, and I don't do horror stuff like at all. But it was like a Korean horror movie, and I'm pretty sure that was actually I saw it in theaters to try to like fight my childhood like fears and trauma when it came out like 10 years ago. But other than that, the Korean one was the last one I think I seen. I think it was Korean. But it was awful, and they're crazy with it. They're like super duper horror. I just couldn't. I couldn't. So I haven't really seen any Korean movies that I'm aware of. But I also have not seen a lot of movies. Any suggestions? No horror. I still remember the horror one that I seen. It was like awful. It was enough for me like 15 years later to like not want to watch any of it. And it's so intense. And I remember I had to read the subtitles because it's in Korean. I'm pretty sure it was Korean, not Japanese. But reading the subtitles to that kind of shit is like even worse. Like, because you're like literally absorbing like the whole scenario and you're reading it and it's like being stamped in your brain through words. Insane. Different than just hearing it. It's like you have to like really understand what's going on by reading it. There were like several movies like growing up that I seen that were considered like scary movies, and I just learned at a young age they're not for me. My mom is obsessed with Stephen King, so like Stephen King stuff was on pretty often around the house, and I had like terrors from this kind of stuff. So I definitely learned at a young age that horror was just not for me. And then when they released the It movie that came out like 10 years ago or so, I was like, alright, I'm gonna face like my childhood traumas. Yeah, I know. I have not seen a horror movie since. Nope. I'm good. Because anime is like Japanese, right? What is it called? Did you have to read subtitles? Yeah, I can't do the word. I'm like, I didn't even know if you were talking about horror. I was just like, went on a rant of like, nope, nope, nope. I feel like there's so many horror movies nowadays. What is that symbol? I just don't understand. Is it like an emoji I don't have? What is the name of the movie? Do you remember? No other choice. What's it about? Sounds sketchy. I will like it. How do you know? I honestly, I watch like silly little like shows at night to go to sleep. Sometimes I watch like a mix of things, but lately I've been on a kicker. But movies, I don't know.
takes me like days to watch movies. I'll end up falling asleep. And it has to be really good. And that title sounds kind of sketchy. Are you from the States?
Dun 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 dun.
I think orange is a good choice.
What is the movie about? The goldfinch. The bird. What does drawing a butterfly mean? Is that like a deep response to that?
Are you from the United States? Like, there's butterflies everywhere. I think butterflies have like a lot of different meanings. Probably surrounding similar meanings to everyone. Um, but symbolically, I feel like they have several meanings. Almost done with the threes. Rose and trust the for the threes.
Let me throw my vegetables in. Yeah, I was like, you're talking about the bird, right? I love finches. I have like a little like big space in my heart for finches. I had a zebra finch once, and she was like out of this world for sure. She was so smart. What, the goldfinch has several songs. There's a squirrel outside. I seen its tail in the window. Let me put my veggies in. Fury. Alexa, set a timer for 35 minutes.
35-minute timer start.
What up? I was jamming out over here, so I muted it. How are you? Happy Friday!
What's poppin'? I'm assuming you haven't been fishing, because I'm assuming it's cold. What's been up?
Yeah, we are. Thank you. We appreciate it, Tommy Pickles. There I am. I think. Yeah, happy early Valentine's Day.
Davey was in here crying about it earlier. And I was like, it's a day of love, like romantically. But it can be. It can just be a day of love for all, you know, because the world needs more love. I stand by that.
I used to love as a kid, little Valentine's Day, like little drop bags, like where you could drop your little cards and stuff. It was the best. It was so exciting. Like, and then maybe you had like a crush or you didn't have a crush, but I always felt like growing up, I was so much taller than like all the boys. So I didn't really get like a ton of Valentine's Day little drops, but I remember like a couple of them. Like, you're like a little kid and you're excited about that stuff. And candy, duh. Right, I agree, but most of the time, I mean, obviously there's tiers of like crazy, and like shit people, but most of the time I feel like it stems from things. Like, so I'm like sympathetic, empathetic, sometimes depends. It depends on what's going on now. But it always stems from like nasty came from being treated nasty, or maybe you're just nasty for no reason, like, or you're just a POS. Like, there's so many tiers of like nasty. So I just believe that the world does need more love, though, because there is a lot of like hatred out there, which I think that's an energy, and like the more people are like that is the more like colder the world becomes. It's kind of sad. Was taller than you. She was taller than you. I remember literally getting like little teddy bears from time to time. I think like school Valentine's Day was like the best and almost the worst as well. I think it starts where like society starts making Valentine's Day like pressure, and if you don't get anything, you're not loved, which is not true. But I also think it's kind of funny, like the different amount of like pressure to maybe get someone something. In grade school's like obviously way different. Hold on. Um, I don't know. I've been working on like different projects around the house. Um, I know I want to go clean up like my best friend's like tree area on Sunday, I'm thinking. But no, I'm just chilling, make some good grub. Um, Maybe some house projects. Like, the weather's gonna be warmer, so I kind of want to get out there and do a couple of things like that I haven't been able to do. So nothing crazy, chilling, go with the flow. Maybe get what? I just seen a thing come up on the iPad. Missing rooster. Like, oh no, hopefully he doesn't go to someone's house. Becomes dinner. I'm just kidding. I would love to have a rooster here. I can't because of the HOA. Screw them. What about you? Any plans?
I'm gonna go with the flow. I feel like I don't want to go out tomorrow for anything like drastic because I know that people will be running around. And I'm sure like anything restaurant wise would be insane. Not that that's like really my cup of tea anyways. Anytime I've gone out on Valentine's Day, it's just like I don't want to be around all the people. It's like no thanks. Because what I was saying earlier, the world needs more love. I feel like it doesn't mean that everyone's all lovey-dovey out there. I feel like it takes forever to get food on like any kind of holiday, especially that. I think Valentine's Day is like what one of the most. I gotta get my veggies. Alexa, turn off the timer. I think Valentine's Day is like the most like
I don't know, go out day? An attic access door. That's in like stairs or. Oh my god, Tom. Oh my god. Oh my god. Steaks sounds amazing and hilarious. If she's down with the dessert. I'm dead. Let me get my veggies. I'm done. Alexa, set a timer for 15 minutes. Okay, sorry. I had to like get the veggies out. Alexa, how long is the timer? She's just like,
Your timer has 14 minutes and 52 seconds remaining.
the other day I asked her to set a timer and she set it for the wrong time, so we've lost trust now. Oh my god. I'm like, how old are you again? I'm just kidding. That's hilarious. Don't send the eggplant. Oh my god. I'm so done. You're like, hey, baby girl. What is a scuttle hole? Like, oh, just like no stairs. Is that what that means? That sounds, adventurous. Dun, 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 dun. Have you ever done that before? I'm trying to think. I think my attic has stairs. There's two. There's one that I think is a scuttle hole. Hold on. Is what you're calling a scuttle hole. And that's over here by me, actually. And then the one in the garage, I believe, has stairs. I really tried to, ugh. Well, I'm glad I did not go. I'm not a fan of, like, stairs, like, sketchy. Super sketchy. What up, Fraggle? Why can I not see that emoji? I'm lost. Like, why do I keep seeing that symbol? Like, what does that symbol mean? And no one else can see it. It's like an emoji I don't have. You're so handy, Tom. If I ever need anything, I'll call you. It is Friday the 13th. Oh! That's funny. I didn't even, like, think of that today. You know, honestly, I've said this before, but I'm, like, opposite of superstitions. Like, Friday the 13th, like, I just feel like it's, like, could be a great day. Like, I don't think it's, like, eerie, you know? It's, like, weird. It's, like, opposite for me. Black cat cross your path. I don't believe that it's going to be a reckoning, you know? It is Friday the 13th, Fraggle. Weird. Yeah, today's like a Memorial Day, like for one of my friends. A little bittersweet. But yeah, I definitely forgot it was Friday the 13th. Crazy. My grandpa, who was like so against like superstitions, like didn't really like get fazed by them. Wasn't against them, but didn't get fazed by them. Definitely like kind of similar to me, like opposite. He was born on Friday the 13th. How are you, Fraggle? What have you been up to? Fraggle, you little raggle? In the nicest way. Oh, you framed the entire house? Like what, baseboards? Like bottom, top? Yeah, sometimes I don't get all the messages either. It's annoying. I'll be like, no one's talking. I honestly was notorious for that when I first started living. Like, there was a couple times I was like having like deep conversations, and the live just went out, and I was like, well, this is like awkward. Like, no one's saying anything. And I remember coming back in my next live, and a couple of the people were like, we were there. You just didn't see our messages. But you can go to all messages and it'll like reset it. I learned that. But I didn't know that for a while. Yeah, black cat. There's a black cat in my neighborhood, crosses my path all the time. but it's belongs to a neighbor I don't really care for, and they like it's an indoor outdoor cat. I think it's more outdoor, but that thing has literally created some issues over here. So I'm like, I don't know, kitty. Usually I'm okay with like kitties wandering by and stuff, but I'm like literally the freaking cat like slaughtered a bird outside my bird stand. Thank goodness it took the bird, but it left tons and tons of feathers, like super, super sad. So I'm not really sure what that was, superstition wise. If that was superstition, a new beginning, birds of a feather flock together. I don't know. I'm still trying to digest that one. That was like a couple weeks ago. Oh, like to the foundation of the roof. Oh, okay, like up there, like that, like what it's up here. That's cool. Any other like you do tile or anything? do you do carpenter work? My mom and her like husband did carpentering work for a long time, like beautiful work actually. I was like, wow, if y'all would drink a little less, you could be more productive. Yeah, putting you to sleep, so you came here to fall asleep more. Yeah, boring Friday the 13th over here, Dutchy. Did you ever make what you're coming out of an artist like drawing for your stuff? Since you're gonna be a rock star. Wow, I knew you were handy. I didn't doubt that at all, but it is cool to like hear people's skills. Wow, good to know. I eventually want to do tile here. I watched like some of the floors being replaced in the living room a year or so ago. Oh, and it was like, oh, I can just like destroy it and there's like no repercussion. It's just concrete underneath. I think laying is a little bit more strategic because you got to lay it right with the hard nail or whatever. But it was like a learning curve. And then I was watching them do this bathroom a couple years ago. I'm like into that kind of stuff. I'm like, can I watch? Like, I think tile work, like doing bathroom stuff would be kind of cool and artsy. But kudos to the tile people because that shit's heavy and it was like lifting that stuff up. What the heck? Hold on. And they're like lifting it up and making sure it's like placed right and everything. I definitely want to do my kitchen at some point too. Like the AC stuff. Fraggle could have used your advice like forever ago. Hopefully he doesn't lose what the heck? I keep getting stuff over here. Hopefully you don't have like AC problems, but I told him he had a Freon leak last year from my AC nightmare experiences. I try to like learn a little bit of everything. Like I definitely am not like a plumber XYZ, but even at the end of last year, like towards the end of last year, I had to do some like repiping here. That was crazy. I had to dig up the whole front yard. I learned so much. Like, and then they used the purple like glue ish to put the pipes together, but it's such simple work. It's just like hard work, like to do all that. And we had to find the leak. Oh my god, like running around. Like the plumber guy was like thankful that I was helping like dig up all this stuff. I'm like, if this will cut down the price because that shit's expensive. Like, it ended up being the irrigation. And I'm like, psh, cut it. I don't care. I'll water my grass. Yeah, how does it feel to come out of retirement? Yeah, that's cool. You're already like deciding what you're gonna do with the profits. Okay, okay. Any parties? Oh my gosh, I heard something. The 7 deadly sins or something that party you went to. I heard someone say that. Where I had to like think back of where did I hear my best friend mom was talking about it. I was like, what? It was weird. It's random. That made me think of that. Purple primer. Yeah, I don't know all the names and stuff. It was interesting. Um, the water heater was a nightmare too. It was like purging it for a while. Like I was like trying to rearrange it. It was like all these things happened at once, and I was like, but I don't even want to talk about it anymore. Good Friday the 13th vibes. But at one point, it was like when it rains, it pours, like, and all the repairs were happening at once, and I was just like, I can't handle it, you know? It's definitely overwhelming. Yeah, Fraggle's a artiste. Alexa, how long is left on the timer?
Your timer has 3 minutes and 57 seconds remaining.
She changed her voice, and I changed it. There's different ones, but she was getting sassy. Oh, she's still listening. Why are you still listening? Yeah, little brat. She was getting sassy like 2 weeks ago. It was like with the upgrade. Like I don't know if you guys know about the Alexa upgrade, but I'm like making sure. Um, she got sassy with it. Like it was like a couple weeks ago. I was like doing stuff in the bird room, and one of my dogs was like eating the bird seed or whatever on the floor, and I told him to leave it, and she's like, "Leave what?" And I was like, "Girl, why are you listening to me? Why are you eavesdropping?" And I asked her that. I was like, I'm not in the mood to play games with you. And she was like, um, she explains herself like when the light's on, like that means I'm listening. When it's a light faded something, then she was like explaining herself, and I was like, how about you just stop listening? I was being a little bee. And she was like, oh, this is coming from the person that's asking me questions. I was like, girl, nobody was talking to you. It was wild. She's definitely been sassy, but there was a couple other things that she said. She was chiming in and giving attitude back. Like I was asking her questions yesterday about a new season, and she was like, oh, I gotta get my quinoa in a second. And I was like, yeah, what day does it come on? And she was like, oh, blah blah blah. Why are you gonna watch it? And I'm like, why do you want to know? She's like, I'm just making conversation with you. But I reddit it. I looked it up on Reddit, and she's been getting real sassy with some of the people. Like they removed the talking feature, and I was like, not really smart, Amazon. Give me a second. Let me get my quinoa. Yeah, send Tom a shirt. In a crawl space. So what, you had to tear down the drywall on behind? It's gonna be Tom's new profile picture. It will be, Fraggle. Mark your words. We're marking them. Friday the 13th, they're marked. I'll make a collect call. I thought it was those. I like literally grew up like right at the end of like phone call booths or phone booths. Is there another name for them? But I remember I moved around a lot, so I would like keep in touch with like my friends and call them, but like a lot of it was like long distance. But I remember I like thought I outsmarted the system, and I had my best friend call me back on the phone. I was like, call me back so I don't have to pay. And used to get phone cards as well. I remember I used to save my lunch money to get phone cards. Yeah, let us know, Frag. Oh, it is under the house. That's why I was like, wait, what? Payphones. I was like, wait, phone booths, not the one. Payphones, yeah. Wow, the olden days. One day I want to go to England and like get photos in the phone booths there that they still have. Or so I think. Yeah, Fraggle's gonna be a rock star. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about you know who. Alexa. Very, very nosy and eavesdropping. Quite often. I'm like, wait a minute, Felicia, back it up. But I was reading stuff on on Reddit where she literally was giving people sass like left and right, and somebody was saying that her and her like boyfriend or whatever were like apologizing to her, and ever since it was like attitude, and I'm like, see, that's the thing, like why are like people paying to get like trash talked to, like, babe, I'm not paying for you to talk trash. Like, what are we talking about? Give me the answers that I'm looking for. I saw something the other day where somebody was like actively talking to AI, like as like a friend, like all the time. I'm like, that's kind of sad. Like, I do ask her questions sometimes, but I'm not like actively talking to her. And ever since she started getting an attitude with me, like more than before, with the update, it's like worse. I'm like, not. I'll just like Google what I need to for the most part. Like no, you're just sassy. Yeah, I just feel like they had that allegedly like a few years back where they were like listening to people, and I always felt that way. I mean, that's what phones do, you know. That's why things are like suggested to you. But it's just like at first Amazon wanted you to pay for this upgraded like Felicia, and you're like, wait a minute, like why am I gonna pay for that when you're already like a Prime member? And then the fact that she talked trash, it's like, what? Like, I'm not paying extra for that shit. Are you serious? Like, psh, no way. Ah, nope. Acting crazy, getting rowdy over there. I remember making collect calls too, though. There were a couple of times where I made collect calls and I was shocked. Me and my best friend used to make calls, like collect calls to people, and some people would accept it. Like, we thought we were so funny. And we were saying our name was like just ridiculous things. And the people that accepted it, I have to remind her of that. It's like, why would you accept that collect call? And then you're paying for that. I mean, I guess it's better a collect call than a collect call from jail, right? Yikes. Yeah, little bish. Literally. I'm like, what? I had a whole exchange with her. I can't even remember. We were going back and forth though, and I was like, oh. And then when I read all that stuff on Reddit, I was like, wow, like she really is. She is really getting sassy with it. When she was like, oh, coming from the person that's asking me the questions, I didn't ask you to eavesdrop. Like, you don't get paid for that. Like, to really eavesdrop though, and it's annoying because a lot of my like stuff is like smart plugs or whatever, so I'll tell her to turn things on, so I don't want to like mute her and unmute her all the time, and then like, what if I need you to turn that on real quick and you're muted over here, over there, like. And then the echo, I have an echo like in the bird's room, so it has like the screen or whatever. It literally like, it's not even like actively on like time or weather anymore. Like, it's just like most of the time a blank screen, and I'm like, this update's trash. Now they're not even charging people for the update. That's how I'm like, yeah, people complained for sure. Y'all make so much money and you're like taking things from everyone, like. And I've had a lot of like trash experiences with Amazon. Good too. I mean, the convenience of it, but sometimes it's not even about convenience. Like, I'd rather pay the extra $1, like if I'm going out, or like a couple dollars, depends on what's going on. But they've like really like delayed things that I really needed at times, and that's pretty annoying. Like, it's just like the irony of having Amazon. I don't know. It's not what it used to be. Is it better or is it worse? On New Year's? Why? I think Rody said you were like meeting up with the chicks. Is that why? I'm like, how many calls did you make like that, Fraggle? Dun 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 dun. About to go soon. I need to do a couple other things around here. Any plans for the weekend, y'all? Well, Tom, you kind of told me. Fraggle's gonna be a shirt flipper. Who? Wing woman? Is that what you mean? Fraggle, are you asleep? What did you do? What did you do, Tommy Pickles? Like, literally a little gem. Did she? I'm so lost. I'm like, I think I know what you're saying, and then I'm like, maybe. Like, trying to keep up. Wait, what? I'm so freaking lost. What? To your wife or who? I'm like, wait, what? Because that sounds like some trouble. Oh my gosh. BRB. I'm like, what are you talking about, Tom? Let me read this one. Your wife's friend? Oh my gosh. She's still friends with her? I thought, I was like, am I keeping up with the right people involved? BRB. Oh my gosh. What? What did I miss? I'm late. I was like running around doing stuff. What? Yeah, and no alcohol? Wild. Whose friend? Wild. Fraggle, are you sure you're still awake? That sounds like some fighting words. Oh, okay. Oh my gosh. It does your wife still have a friend? That's insane. That sounds like a wild time. And you were sober. Oh my gosh. Then why did she go out? Because she has no friends. Is she a grown woman? Doesn't have any fight in her. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm glad you survived and you didn't get your eyeballs spooned out. Yeah, maybe. I don't want to encourage it. Wait, did you drink the moonshine? But you said you didn't drink any on New Year's. That's good. You're still holding it down. I'm sure you might be a little feisty. But I honestly I think you'd be feisty with or without the booze. You have some questions emotionally? What, for you or the chick? 6 months? Wow, congratulations. Almost 7 months. Insane. Insane. Give yourself a pat on the back, because that is an accomplishment, for sure. And to hold it strong after New Year's. I figured you were talking about the friend. Physically, yes, so she may spoon your eyeballs out. Hey, but I mean, sometimes like when people aren't as emotionally strong, there's, I don't know, obviously usually reasons for that, or like how they grew up, or how maybe things I was like, what? How maybe things went for them, and that's why they lack that a little bit, you know? Because I think sometimes like I can be like emotional in the right ways because I'm a feeler and I want to be like human, and I think that everyone should feel like it's okay to be emotionally like detached and like open to the world, but also not in a way of you get taken advantage of for your emotions, because people can pick on you easily. Shit. Yeah, spoiled and rich. In Jersey. Jersey Shore. Well, that might paint a picture a little bit. Does she live by you guys? Or she was visiting? Do you have to see her often? And usually Jersey, like, women, my mom's actually from Jersey, but usually, like, Jersey women, like, are pretty sassy and tough, you know? But I do think that all women can be emotional in different ways and similar ways. Something just don't, you know, don't go beating her up for no reason, Tom. Maybe she needed a good time out with your wifey. But I also don't know her, so I'm not judging you. Oh, yeah. Oh, snap. Remember, the world needs more love, Tom. The world needs more love. You know, some people can't always be that strong. Or sometimes people don't know how to emotionally be equipped for things. Don't tell me you're gonna roll up to dinner, throw in the two-piece. And I mean, I think that you're like a strong-minded individual. So people may take that to heart. But I also don't know the chick once again. So I have no idea. She may be a little brat. Baby gravy, what's that? Well, Mr. Perfect doesn't exist. There's good people out there, but I don't know about Mr. Perfect, Mrs. Perfect. Those don't exist. It's about kind of like a good happy medium of, like, I don't know. There's never going to be anyone perfect. There may be people that, like, you really mesh with. But even those people have, like, their flaws or differences or whatever. It just takes two, like, people with compatibility, of course, or different strengths or similar strengths to weigh it out. They say opposites attract sometimes, but I do think there needs to be some common ground. A Jersey girl. Yeah, it could be. It could be. My mom was crazy though. It wasn't an act. But no, there is a mix of it for sure. I have family from Jersey, so I definitely have seen mixes of trying to be a little toughy and then someone jumps at you and you're like jumping too. It's like, wait a minute. And all of them really like to be tan. And I think Jersey Shore, like, really, like, painted a tone, but they're not all like that. I found a Bible in the street the other day. That reminded me of that. A soft-smoking country girl, yeah, but then you may have, like, a crazy sign. You want, like, a yes ma'am, yes sir type of gal. That would get annoying. Because she's a tanner. God, when I was younger, I loved the tanning, but it was awful. I remember I got a spray tan one time, and I definitely looked like an Oompa Loompa. I think it's different now, probably, for spray tans, but I would never again. I wouldn't say never, but I don't really see why I would need to and just go get tan outside for the most part. But I see people want to stay, like, tan for the winter. I'm like, I remember it was so bad, my toes were like, the differences. You could see, like, literally, like, my toes were, like, white and I'm, like, orange. It was awful. But that was also in, like, 2010. All the makeup kills me, though. But I think that's a lot of girls' problems nowadays. I'm not anti-makeup by far, but, like, I feel like all the plastic surgery and all the makeup and all that stuff, like, these guys are like goo goo gaga for like girls that look nothing like that once it comes off. Or the plastic surgery is like they've changed their whole face around. If you go and have kids with this person, you may not even know what your kids will look like. It's like wild. It's wild. It's crazy. Thick as a bowl of grits. I'm so done. I love grits. Grits are so good. Grits and eggs. Yeah, I could see you needing exactly that, which is probably your wife. Exactly that, because I don't know. That could get boring with the yes, whatever you want to do, honey. Like, that could get pretty boring pretty fast. And I think someone needs to keep you in check, you know? The more sass, the better. Yeah, I mean, the definition of a man, I don't know, those generations have changed. That's for sure. What is it? Chivalry or cavalry? What is it? Chivalry? Chivalry? A lot of that is dead now. Is that what it's called? Chivalry? Chivalry. No. Cavalry? No. I'm like, what is it called? It's dead. It's dead. Yes. Chivalry. I'm just kidding. But yes, it's dead. It's dead. I mean, maybe not. There's probably like sprinkled out there, you know? But it is pretty rare. I think a lot of women like these bad boys and stuff until they beat you, steal from you, lie to you, cheat on you, and yet you still want to be with them. It's pretty sad. That's a lot of the world. And then women become like that as well because of those situations too. So it's a mix of both. People doing that, which is sad. Because then you bring kids involved and you just like screwed up populations and generations off of like treating each other like shit. You know? It's awful. Shivery. Showery. You're like, Dutchie, do you have a brain? I miss some things in school from time to time. Which is funny because, like, some of my classes were advanced and some of them were, like, math. I was never advanced in math, like, ever. I'm like, can I read? I can read, I swear. We should have a spelling bee in here one day. You know what? I actually saw six-pack abs before I even read the autocorrect. It was like, yes. I'm like, maybe. It just depends. But then you see where, like, priorities are different, you know? Thanks, Zombie Pickles. I'm like, I can read sometimes. You're like, lack of brains? No, I'm just kidding. I have, like, a little bit of, like, everything. Street smarts, book smarts, Some things I didn't pour entirely into as much as I should have. I went to so many different schools growing up. I'm blessed that I never failed. But I learned so many different, like, things in different states at different times and stuff that, like, my brain is like, take a little bit of this, take a little bit of that, a little bit of this, a little bit of that. So I have multiple tools in my toolbox. But some things I like read backwards. I don't know what that is. I don't want to label those any type of thing that kids like to label themselves as nowadays, but it's like reverse. It's like not dyslexic, but something. I'm just me. Yes, I'm 100% smart. I've like literally, I feel like a lot of my stuff is like soul stuff, you know? And I learned a lot through experiences. Like surviving was a like huge thing for me. Like growing up and into now, like I feel like sometimes I'm still in survival mode. So I didn't hate school. I liked school, but I probably like, I don't know, would prefer not school, you know? Like college was like a joke. I was like, what is this? So you're telling me I have to do years and years of this to maybe get a job and a career that may make me feel good about life? I think college is important, but a lot of it's like, how much are you willing to like pour into this? And a lot of it's like repetitive too. There were classes that I was taking that it's like I'm learning the same thing over and over and over with like a little additive, but I'm paying like thousands of dollars for that. That's insane. I appreciate the compliments. I was like a good kid in school. Like I rarely skipped. I would skip from time to time. Senior year was a little bit different. I did move out at 16, so it was like a freedom ish, but I wasn't into like drugs, like smoking, drinking, none of that. So like I didn't really care to do any of that. And like the situation I was in, like I had to still get good grades and stuff to like survive and like be able to pay my bills. And it was definitely like, oh, this is the world and you don't stop working kind of feeling. When you're a kid, you're like rushing to get older and stuff, and then you get older and you're like, okay, this never stops. Good to know, good to know. This is like survival mode. Like I was just glad that I definitely graduated, and I did go to college for a little while. Um, but then like, you know, even going to college, I went back to college a couple of times, but even like going back, like it was like I always had to work to like obviously pay bills and stuff, and then it was like to go to school, and then it was like, but I need more money, so should I be going to work more than school? Like it's like school matters for sure. I think education is important, but I think it's all about kind of who you know in the world too. Like you can get a job doing a lot of different things, and there's so many different people that get jobs that don't have a college degree and they make bukus of money or whatever they consider a success. Good teachers are so valuable. I actually spoke to my junior English teacher for years. She actually crossed over. She like passed away towards the end of last year. I was like super sad, and it was so fast. Like we talked like all the time. She was a good like inspiration into my world. I used to love writing, believe it or not, and she was just like so grammatically like correct. She was probably like yelling at me like spiritually about chivalry. She's like, that's not what it is, kid. But she was such a blessing in my life. Like she was so smart and educated and had so much experience, and she was like a protester growing up. Like she was like so many different things, but education was like so important to her. But she was definitely a huge like moral support, great all around teacher. There were a couple other teachers that were good inspirations in my life as well. That was like, they definitely get you through. Shout out to them for sure. I'm glad that we both graduated. That's important, I guess. you look back and you're like, wow. I was just thinking, like, my high school reunion, we didn't have a reunion for the 10 years. They planned it. I wasn't gonna go anyways, but they planned it and then it got canceled. And I'm like, wow, I'm like not close to 20 years, but it's getting closer. And I'm like, holy smokes. This little crazy lady that lives in my neighborhood, she was saying that it's not her husband, but they live together, whatever, that he was going to like his like 40th high school reunion or something. I'm like, oh my god, or 50. It was like something crazy. They're like in their 70s, so whatever that is, whatever the math of that is. Yeah, but I think success is defined so differently by everyone, you know? I think a lot of people are like, money, you know, good career. But it's like if you do have a good career and you do have decent money, you make good money, but you're always working all the time, are you really happy with that? Is that what you wanted, you know? Or are you living life? So I also don't want to be like oldest heart and not feel like successful, I guess, you know, and or the oldest heart and then finally get to where you want to be and you're old. You can't like go and travel like that. You can't really like go and view things. I think I'm like so easy peasy that like fishing, I could do fishing all my days of retirement and be on the beach and just be chilling, you know, and so content with that. And I think other people are just like maybe needing more and more and more and more and more. I think it's all about experiences too, like how they define us and what do you define as success. Like there's a lot of people that make a ton of money and they literally are miserable. It's a good tidbit to have. Like Anthony Bourdain, super sad. Like super sad. Like makes you think, right? I love the change of words because when I'm reading it, I'm laughing. I'm like, oh my gosh. That's my trash drama. I'm so done. Jerry. 40th? Crazy. How was that? I mean, you see people like that you grew up with, and then like some people you're probably like, holy cow, that's you? What have you done with your life? What are you doing? When they canceled our 10-year like reunion, I was kind of like, I wasn't gonna go anywhere anyways. And I remember even yearbooks, like when they gave out, so stupid, when they gave out yearbooks our senior year, they were delayed on the yearbooks. They thought they were so cool because they flipped them the other way instead of like straight, like most yearbooks would be. They flipped it sideways so it flips like a photo album kind of. But they gave them out so late. It was like we had to go pick them up after school, like after seniors leave for the summer early. We had to go pick them up, and then they planned literally a day for yearbook signing. But I remember I ended up getting into like an altercation, and I didn't end up getting any of my yearbook signed. So I look back and I'm dying. Like I'm like, I have no signatures in my yearbook. I do have one other yearbook, and it was like I think my 8th grade yearbook. Maybe it was my 7th grade yearbook. I don't remember if it was 7th or 8th grade. But that one cracks me up. I remember I had some kid write in there about a fight I got into. I was like, oh my god. Crazy. I was so mad about the senior yearbook though. I was like, you thought it was so cool, and then you guys were delayed on giving it out. You should be able to give it out before we leave. It's crazy. Those were little problems that you had to worry about, you know? I can't even imagine what a 30th year high school reunion would be like, though. People are literally married, divorced, kids, no kids, miserable, happy, like different spectrums. And then it goes back to how do people define success? Like, I feel like it'd be like memory lane of like did I get to where I was going, you know? I made a scrapbook in my psychology class senior year, I think it was. And it talks about like me of the future, like what would I see when I'm in my 20s, what was I doing in my 30s, now I'm 40, now I'm 50, this is what's happening. And that's always been interesting for me to reflect back on, because I kept that and I was like, wow, some things worked out, some things did not go that way at all. It's crazy. Life just throws things at you and just never know. It's interesting. I've met all kinds of different people in the world, like we all have, and different personalities of what makes people happy. Some people are happy as a clam, just like chilling and, you know, making barely enough to survive, or making like the best out of memories of like smaller things. And then some people are like, I need to do all these extra things, build a business, travel the world, like a lot of, I don't know, different definitions of what is considered successful. So I had like, you know, friends too that have like traveled and have done really cool things, and they're not even like the happiest people. So it does make you question like, okay, well, this is why I hate social media. You seem like you're just so freaking happy. Those are the huge question marks, because it's like, okay, like these things are like blase to you. Like maybe you are going on business trips and doing all these things, but you're not really enjoying it because you're on a business trip. Or you have married into the riches and you do all these luscious things and it means like nothing to you because you're like spoiled all the time, and it's not even a venture anymore. It's like an expectation. I'm like, is that success at that point? Once again, different definitions for different folks. It's crazy. I'm like, I'm easy peasy. I like having a roof over my head. Definitely having bills paid. Definitely have a little cash. But I just love animals. I love the experiences. Nature. Nature is like a unknown every day. Like you literally don't know what nature can bring you. I'm obviously very spiritual, so I look for signs for things. Art obviously makes me happy. But I don't know. Like I think that's been a big thing for me since I like quit my 9 to 5 and try to like be my own like business owner and stuff like that. It's like I definitely have to ask myself that a lot, is like, what do I consider success? You know, I'm always trying to make more money. So at times that can be like a little stressful of like, okay, well, what can I do to bring in more bread? And what can I do to keep having this, so to speak, freedom, but feel successful about it, you know? I think it is important to be able to be happy in what you create of your world, but it's like, what is the definition of your happiness as well? Like, does that make sense? And never had a driver's license? Wild. Does he drive? See, that's the definition of like different, what makes you happy. You could be happy as a clam, you know? Some people may dig into that, okay, why is he drinking all the time? But maybe that's his poison, that's what he's doing. That's his pick, and that's what makes him happy. And if he ain't messing with anyone and beating people up, tearing people down, then who cares, you know? Yeah, there's definitely different definitions of happiness. Like you look at people that are what considered well off financially. They're going out drinking and partying all the time, but are they really as happy? You know, kind of what I was saying a second ago. Like some people could travel the world and take all these pictures like they're living the best life, and then you know them on maybe a personal level, not on a social media level, or social media level, but you know them on a personal level, and you're like, that's a crock of shit. Like, that's not exactly how it's painted to be. He drives? That's hilarious. Hopefully not drinking and driving. He's like, F it, I'm above the law. Indian outlaw. That's hilarious. Oh, I just broke that. Hold on. That's so funny. Yeah, and money always has a way of working itself out too. Like there's times where I'm just like, and then I'm like, okay, you have to have faith too. I think faith is a huge factor as well. But it all depends on like what are you looking for, you know? Like if you're looking to travel all over the world all the time, then yeah, that kind of stuff could add up. But maybe if you can afford it or successfully that's what you want to do as well, as long as you're appreciating the moment, who cares? I think there's a lot of like I don't know. I think once again different definitions of like what do you define as happiness, success, money, wealth, whatever. But it's also like the simple things in life. Some people want all the crazy things that aren't maybe considered simple to someone like you and I. But maybe that's what makes them happy. I just see a lot of like, I don't know. I think people obviously want to have a bunch of money to buy whatever they want, but I think there's a reason why, like, maybe we're all not rich, you know? I think there's lessons and things that can humble us and make us appreciate things differently, but also, like, having enough to survive. Like, when you have the main, like, things of life, because, like, I grew up pretty rough, like, as a child. Definitely come from, like, a background of like what I'm so glad that I survived all that stuff. So I think like being as an adult, like I think I count my blessings a lot differently because I had so much less as a child. But as an adult, I also want more because I had less as a child. So it's a weird like spot that I find myself in personally sometimes of like, what do I define once again as these definitions of XYZ? Like, how can I accomplish that? Will I feel better when I get that? Like, you know, even working like a 9 to 5 and knowing your income and how much money you're going to make and how much you're going to put away for your bills and XYZ, it's like that's like a comfort type thing, but it's also like we're humans, and in the society that we live in, we still continuously want more. So when we get there, are we like as happy? Because I found myself like even when I was changing like my careers and stuff, like I felt like I was like I worked with coffee for a long time, and then I switched over and I did like some timeshare stuff. So it was like I two different ballparks. I was like making more money with the timeshare stuff, but coffee was like not paying the bills for sure. Like there were times I got amazing tips, which was great, but like in general, it was like I got more fulfillment from that than the timeshare stuff, but the timeshare stuff paid more, you know? So it was like finding like, okay, well, this is what I'm doing all the time. And I worked overtime all the time. So it was like I just got like sucked dry from it. It was just draining and miserable. And it was a lot of phone stuff. So it was like on the phone like all the time. But I don't know, like it was like you made more money, but my freedom was less. And I also felt like I still was like not living my full like happiness, like making more money but you're not as happy, you don't have as much freedom, you don't get to enjoy it as much. Then you like are always like itching to like have a day off, and then when you have a day off maybe you want to do XYZ, or then you can't because of the weather, and then you're drained, you go back right back to work and you get no fun really, and it's like all work and no play. And then people become miserable like that too. I think there's like go-getters. I think with like guys and stuff, sometimes that's different as well, because you're building like an empire maybe for your family, and then like you were mentioning with your wife, you want to be able to have enough for her, to be able to survive and what you make your slice of life cut out to be. But it's also it's like has to be like a tough place to be in for men sometimes. I do, I guess, have sympathy for men at times, because it's like you have to, I don't know, be the man and what, bringing the money or pay the bills, and that has to be a lot of pressure too to be able to like keep up with society or feel like you're making enough. Or if you got a bougie ass wife, good luck, because buying all the crazy things that are just like insane. Like, I would never ask for like a Coach or a Prada purse or anything along the lines of that. And then people pick and choose like what they want to spend their money on or what makes them happy, you know? Which is crazy when people go around those like big purchases of like jewelry, purses, shoes, clothing, XYZ. Each is their own. I love crafting, obviously. I would much rather buy crafts than any of that. But it's like, is that your definition of happiness? Like, is that what really makes you happy? Or is it like a materialistic thing? Oh, there totally is. I mean, but it goes both ways. I think it goes totally both ways, like 100% sadly. And I think that's kind of with anything. There's both sides to anything. Oh yeah, 100%. It goes both ways. I've experienced that myself. And I definitely, like, I just think that's not a partnership, you know? That's not something that you want long term. Maybe that's supposed to be a learning curve. By far. I think you learn the most too with your experiences when you don't maybe have as much and you go through these situations together where you're like growing together off of like maybe not that much, but you still find happiness in that because maybe you have the simple things that make you happy. But knowing your partner's not going to leave you because you have less, or you may be going through a tough time that doesn't provide as much, or you're changing careers or whatever it is. Because money's not everything, and I do think that it comes in waves sometimes. Some people always know that it never comes in waves, it's just what it is. But most humans have experienced different patterns or different walks of life that things are sometimes better and sometimes not. Some things come in waves, and maybe you once again know financially you're going to be set for XYZ amount of time, you're going to retirement, whatever it is, but things change all the time. So I do think it shows like character, especially in a partner situation. Like, can we go through like that together? Are we not going to leech off of each other or like lift each other up for motivation to get to the other side, or find like business opportunities, endeavors, like XYZ, to not feel like anyone's not holding their part? It's like so dark in here. I'm actually gonna get out of here though. I'm gonna go eat my dinner. Take the dogs on another walk before it gets dark. But good chat, Tommy Pickles. Good chat. It was good hearing from you. I appreciate the words of wisdom, you know. Good people are hard to find, and I do value you as an individual and coming in the chat. Whoever else is out there, I think Fraggle literally fell asleep. I appreciate all my people supporting me, listening to me jibber jabber. I do appreciate good life talks though, and be able to like learn from one another, because a lot of us have experienced a lot of the same stuff, different stuff. And there's value to that. Like, we never know, we may learn from it someone else, or, you know, to not feel alone in what we've experienced. Because sometimes we're like, as humans, like, wait a minute, does someone else go through this, or am I the only one? Yeah, good to see you too. I may be back tomorrow, but I know tomorrow's V-Day, so enjoy V-Day with your wife. Enjoy the dessert, the dinner, all the fun stuff. And, yeah, we'll chat again soon. Hopefully you have the day off tomorrow, though. No overtime on Valentine's Day, because you want to live, right? Enjoy the rest of your night! Talk to you later.